Agriculture marketing is feasible.
Yes, sir.
Page agriculture marketing is feasible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Visible, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll start with the first thing. Okay. So here is the where you have introduction. Introduction like what is agriculture marketing and all. Fine. So in this thing, you have to remember that marketing process takes you from the point of production to the point of consumption. That is one point, and there are different types of utility here. Okay, time utility, farm utility, place utility, and possession utility. So one thing in this thing you have to remember is that utilities, different types of utility, and what are the marketing function that creates this utility. Okay, for example, here we have. Okay. So quickly tell what forms the farm utility. Which marketing function creates farm utility?
Processing.
Processing. Good. Next, what causes the time utility?
Storage.
What causes place utility?
Transportation.
And what causes possession utility?
Buying and selling.
Okay, buying and selling. This remember buying and selling. Many students will not remember this one. Buying and selling, but the possession utility. Okay, this is done. And marketing point is starting point from the farm, and farm is the basic source of market. See, actually, these are not technical things, but they will ask like giving fill in the blanks. They will ask. So for marketing, you have to refer that objective book is by Nirmal Ravi Kumar. That objective is very very important, especially fill in the blanks. The fill in the blanks given in the book are very good. Okay, in Nirmal Ravi Kumar book, objective. So that is very much useful for this particular thing. He has given so many things about certain states. Like I think about AP had given many MCQs, which are like not so much useful from JRF point of view. Okay, those you can take it out. Some orders, some acts, all I will ask that you can take it out. But remaining are very good, excellent. Okay. Then coming for role of marketing. Here, producer selling consumer rupee will be increasing. And what is important in role of marketing, what they are discussed in this paragraph is that it's not only consumer and farmer who is important. Okay, even middlemen are important. So you have when you are doing any marketing policy, you have to make sure that farmer, middleman, and consumer all are having their own equal shares. Not equal share, but sufficient shares. Okay, especially when one question I gave for UPSC before that middleman's role was there in that. Everyone was coming with conclusion that middleman should be removed. Middleman should be removed. See, middleman is not a negative profession. Middleman facilitates the marketing function. Okay, but the thing is sometimes he exploits. He takes more share of consumer profit. That should be reduced. Understood? Now, what is difference between market and marketing? Marketing is the process. Okay, market is the activity which happens. Like you have to remember, like market means one good should be there, a buyer and seller should be there. Okay, then should be a business or intercourse between them. Then demarcation of area. How I remember these 4 points? Simple. A product should be there, a buyer and seller should be there, a intercourse or intersection should be there, and demarcation of area should be there. This is my definition of marketing. Okay. These four components are important. Whenever there are four components or three components, remember they are very, very useful for MCQs. Okay. So I think one more person added now. Yeah, I think Bhushan will be from that side. From no problem. Okay. So marketing is done. Now here, actually the definitions you should see. Okay, when you see definitions, you have to write down the keywords. Okay, you have to take out the keywords. One more thing is market is Latin word for marketers, which means merchandise or trade of place of trade. Fine. So that is one thing. Then you have certain more here you have to go to lines because many a times questions here will come from the basic lines, okay, which is not so important, but it is very basic line. So like that. And NCA when it comes, it is the one first committee in 1976 which highlighted importance of marketing. So even when we get questions on ENAM and all in other exams, there you have to mention that marketing was first highlighted by NCA. Okay. Now significance of agriculture marketing, it's all a normal thing we have to read. Interest, yes, farmers' interest, consumers' interest, everyone's interest has to be taken care. Okay. You have to give them their own prices. Here, the farmers want remunerative price, but consumer wants, like most feasible cost. In that, you have to take care of society's interest also. What is society's interest? That you are feeding all the population, you are utilizing resources properly, and you are also using them sustainably. Okay. So all these are fine, but the most important is this one. Characteristics of agriculture products. Whenever you have to remember these things, remember by the technique of Nayana Spandana. Okay. I told you once that Nayana Spandana is used when you want to have in sequence, but not compulsorily. He told principles like the teacher who taught me that this is the principle, but I am using it according to my way. That is customized way. Okay. What I do, one product I take, any one agriculture product I will take, and I will try to relate this with all those these like seasonality in production, perishability in product, everything. Okay. But basically, these are very, very common. You have to understand this. Okay. Why I told that technique? When you are writing subjective, you are asked to write more and more points. Okay. That time you may not recall the points. If someone is writing ARS means he can't keep the recalling. In 5 minutes, he has to write this answer. If it is 5 mark question, in 3 minutes he used to write this answer. Okay. That time you have to keep it on fingertips. But from JRF, you should understand seasonality in agriculture production. But here, even though supply is seasonal, demand is regular. That is one sentence here, okay, which you should remember. Then perishability of product. You cannot store them unlike the manufactured products, okay. So that is why after some time in evening, if you see market, the prices will go down like anything. Why? Because in transportation again they will spoil, and next day morning again the vegetables will be spoiled. So the price of vegetables in the evening decreases. Bulkiness. One thing you have to remember. Due to bulkiness, the transportation cost is added. Okay. Why I'm telling you, remember this point? Many of us think that bulkiness means okay, wholesale market kind of thing. So per unit cost may decrease. No. The total cost is increasing here. Fine. So bulkiness adds to the transportation cost. Quality of the product, it will be varying. It can be minimized by two functions called standardization and grading. Now, what is standardization? What is grading? See, grading is sorting. One word which exactly tells what is grading is sorting. Standardization means you are making them different standards. Like it should be of this size, it should be of this shape, it should be of this color, this taste. That is standardization. And separating the products. Like for example, you see, you are having so many products here. Okay, like product A, B, C, D, and all. Now you made standards. You have made standard. Two standards you have made. Okay. The standard is that say it is A, B, C, and D. You made standard that here it should be all capital. Here it should be all small letter. Then what will do? A, B, and C, D. This is grading. Sorting out is grading. And what are the characteristics based on what you will sort? That is standardization. Okay. So what comes first? Standardization comes first or grading comes first?
Grading.
Grading comes first,
Grading,
or
sir.
no? No, I'm not confusing. Standardization comes first, or grading comes first?
Standardization.
Why?
Based on that standard only, we will go for
Yes.
sorting.
Okay. See here. What I told is you have four letters. Okay. A, B, C, and A. Now you standardize them. You will tell that okay, we'll separate capital letters and small letters. Now these are standardization. Among them, now you will do grading. Grading means what? Among them, sorting it out. You sorted whether these two will come here, these two will come here. So standardization precedes grading. This is the sentence. This is an MCQ sentence that you can see in that book also. Okay. So that's why I explained all this process. That sentence is very important. Standardized precedes grading. Okay, it not succeeds, precedes grading. Irregular supply but regular demand. The sentence I told. Small size of land holding and scattered, yes, more above 86%. No, up to it's 70% is old data. Okay, now it is 86%. Inadequate processing facilities, yes. If you could do processing, then you will have farm utility. Fine. Processing helps you to increase the shelf life of a product. Okay, that is why it's very important. It says that 35% of our vegetables and fruits, no, they go post harvest losses. So if you convert them for processing, you'll have good things. Okay, but these things you have to remember by any one product. One product you remember, and you try to connect this all. Now classification of market. This you have to remember just like yesterday how we told for credit. Okay, you have to classify them and you have to remember them. For example, here you see classification of market. You have to write classification of market. You have to write different criteria on what it is classified. Then go on explaining yourself what is the criteria. The best way of revising is night time, open a blank page, write it down. Okay, whatever comes to your mind, marketing, write marketing. Then you should write what it is. Marketing is marketers. Market is different, marketing is different. Marketing is process. Market means a draw apple, A, B, intercourse a connection, then a boundary line. It is having one product, two sellers, one intercourse or the business activity, and a geographic boundary. Done. Okay, then coming down, what is the features of agriculture marketing? Perishability, bulkiness, seasonal production, irregular supply, small holding, inadequate processing, and one more was,
Quality of the products.
yeah, varying the quality of the products. Okay, next classification of market. You should remember on based on what it is classified. So you can make one clue there also. Like it is depend upon number of commodities. See, in classification of market, there are certain characteristics. Okay, in that you have to remember number of commodities is one type, nature of commodities also one type of classification. Okay, that is commodity market and cash market, I think. Okay, so like that you have to make number of commodities, nature of commodities, then you have basis of market area. This is very important classification. Most of the time they are asked on basis of the market area and basis of location. Especially they'll ask one question that the I think it is in this one secondary market. Okay, there is one line called headquarters, district headquarters. The market which is found near district headquarters is secondary wholesale market. So I will tell you what you should read in these two classifications. First is easy, general and specialized. Here all type of commodities, here single commodities. Okay. So your Reliance Fresh, more, all these are general market. And then you have this milk parlors, okay, vegetable sabji mandis. These all are specialized market. Now basis of market area and basis of this location, both right side by side, because these two are little confusing. Okay, so you have to see local markets. Now you have to make yourself two, three fill in the blanks or objective out of local market. Right? It's called village market or primary market. It is covered by villages. Okay. I think here one is called traders. Some was there. Okay, villages which are nearby or close to each other. Perishable commodities. Yes. So in which market mostly you see perishable commodities? Local market. Okay. So once in a week, these are not important. So what are two words? You can go on writing two words. Okay. Local market is related to villages and perishable commodities, also known as village market or primary market. This is done. I will use this one. Okay. Yeah. So what you have to remember in this whole para, perishable commodities. First priority is this. Second, villages. Second priority. Okay. And third is it's called village market or primary market. Then three words. Now regional market. Relative large and local market. It is on district wise. Food grain market. Very important. Give first priority here. Food market. Okay. Fruit markets operate regional market. They are conducted business notified commodities. So what are two things important? One is food grain market. Other is it's based on district. Now coming to national market. Entire country. Okay, Jude, this is not so important, not so asked many times. Okay, so you have to focus on these two here. International market, international globe. Okay, so it's fine. It is export oriented. That is not in this one. I think it is in terminal market. Fine. So why they are not asking national market, international market? Is they are also simple to understand. But here you see, if I ask you which market is taking food grain, until unless you have read this, you cannot make sure whether it's a local market or regional market. Okay. Similarly, you will see specific characteristics in next classification also. See, on basis of location, you got village market here. Here is again villages is there. Okay, but village market is the classification based on location, not based on this market area. Okay. Now primary wholesale market. I will tell you again important things. So if you see primary wholesale market, important thing is it is taluk or mandal headquarters. Okay, that is important. Second, this headquarters you write it down. Transaction takes between producers and traders. This was asked this time in this time ARS exam. See how simple question. But I could not write this answer because I did not go through its marketing. I just read the MCQs and went. Okay. So try to read the book and go. Producers and traders. It is between those two where in primary wholesale. In secondary, district headquarters. Important point. Okay, and who is the main player here? Wholesalers and retailers. These two. Okay, these two are main players here. It takes in wholesale amount and we find many commission agents and also it means we find many middlemen. Where? In secondary wholesale market. This is a question. Understood? Now coming to terminal market. When we come to terminal market, you have to remember these things. Okay. Then processing and storage is predominant here. Okay. Future marketing and forward marketing is found here. And they are found in big cities. So big cities is not required because big cities is already there. So what is first thing? This is first, this is second, this is third. So for everything you have only three words. Seaboard. Seaboard you have to remember only this thing. And here only we use scientifically grade and standardize. Here also grading and standardization will be done. But when the word is used scientifically grading and standardized, it is seaboard market. So definitely 100% one or two MCQs from either of these two classifications, either on area of market or on area of location. So I'm telling you, write it down side by side and write keywords in front of them. Okay, because you see primary market here, you see village market here. You may feel confused during exam, so remember it. Okay. Anything? Any confusion here? Any confusion to anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, next on basis of time. Here secular market is important. Why? because many of us will not be knowing what is secular market. Short term, long term market will be knowing. Okay. So secular market is the market where we have permanent markets. Okay. So that is the most important point in this classification. Short term, you have where supply is zero elastic. Why? Already you have got some short period market means what? If you see in a market, these traders will come with morning so much of vegetables. Okay, in one shop, sorry, one vehicle. They are called itinerant traders. So they will come with that and they will sell it and they go back. Now, if price has increased suddenly, like say some person the locality has marriage, he wants 50 kgs of tomato. Now, can they suddenly increase? No, sir, we have this much, you can take this much. But in long period markets, yes, the supply is elastic. And what is the difference in nature of goods? Here you will be having perishable goods. Here you will be having durable commodities. Understood? So import and export will take in secular market. So this is the thing you have to understand from basis of time. You have to make out to yourself that what question they may ask from this. That is important. Okay. Then coming for volume of business, wholesale business, retail business. Here large volume, here small volume. Okay. Who is more nearer to the consumers? Retailers. Who is more nearer to producers? Wholesalers. Okay. On the basis of nature of transaction. Yeah, it is cash market and forward market. Okay. So when buying and spot market is another name for cash market. This is important MCQ. Forward market is where you have from future sales. This I will explain you. Okay, what is speculation hedging? But one thing which many of you will miss is one keyword in this, that is current time. Okay, here it takes at current time. In forward market, in cash market, you don't do physical exchanging of the goods. Okay, you will just change the cash. Understood? So that is the thing. Now government intervention. One of the important things you have to remember is we know what is regulated market, we know what is unregulated market, but we tend to forget on what basis it was classified. It was classified on basis of government intervention and regulation. Regulated means you have all the like rules, regulations, everything is there. No malpractices will be there. All those things. Okay. In future, you have something called characteristic features of regular market. There I will tell you. Okay, how regulated market is different. But in simple terms, you have all the rules, regulations. Okay, you have standardized practices. You do grading, marketing, everything you will do. Okay. Now, nature of commodity market and capital market. See, it was confusing here. We hear this nature of commodity. What was the first classification? Number of commodity. So these things you have to write side by side. It is number of commodity, it is nature of commodity. Okay, to avoid any confusion, because this is a huge classification. This you have to make a small and even more small. Then only you can remember. And this is based on vision. Black market or invisible market or visible market. Okay, if everything is happening legally under the here vision is in related to government, not in related to you, okay, or me. It is related to government. If everything is under the purview and accountability of government, it will be visible or open market. If it is not there, then it is the other one. Now here comes the most important conceptual concept, which is little assumed to be in the first chapter. That is marketable surplus and marketed surplus. Whenever you read this, you make sure that you are going to attend one MCQ from this particular concept. So never miss this. What is marketable? I replace this word usually with, okay, I will not usually get confused because immediately I will replace this word in my mind with capable. Marketable and capable. What is your capability to produce the goods? How much you can make, what is your capability to make available? Okay. So that comes here. Marketed means sold out. House full. Like this, I remember. Means done. Here capability is there. You have time to show your capability, but here it is done. Now only waiting for results. What it is like exam is over. Okay. Like that I remember. Because that is the difference. Here, what is the actual quantity which farmers can make it available? Okay. Marketed means what he actually sells in the market. So, what are the different this one? Here, there are two important points to remember. That is, when will be marketable surplus is equal to marketed surplus? When they will be equal?
In the case
For
of
perishable.
commodities,
In case of
perishable commodities,
Perishable.
very good. In case of perishable commodities. Okay. And next question, which they usually ask: when is marketed more than marketable?
distress sale,
Distress. These two you have to remember. Okay. If marketed is no more than marketable, it is distress sale. And even more important MCQ is this one. These two are equal when they are perishable. Understood? Okay. So factors influencing. Whatever improves the production, whatever improves the production, increases the marketable surplus. If production is increasing, then marketable surplus is increasing. If something is putting constraint on you, then marketed will increase, will decrease. Okay. See here, size of holding. It increases production, so market surplus increases. Level of production. It increases production, marketable surplus increases. Family consumption requirement is a constraint. Okay. This reduces the marketable surplus. So this I will write here. This one is negative. I will write like this. Okay. Other requirements, price of the products. See here it is said that it has direct relationship, but there is another way of explanation. It is not given here, but which is given other book. Suppose a farmer is income inelastic. He is income inelastic means what? He wants 2,000 or 20,000 rupees per month. It is enough for him. Then if price increases, what he will do? He will sell only the quantity which is required to earn 20,000. Then he will not increase the quantity. He will decrease the quantity. Before he used to sell more quantity, but now its price has increased, he is selling less quantity. Therefore, we say that with the price, the relationship is not definite. So this correction you can make here. If someone has not understood the concept, ask. I'll repeat. Usually what we think when price is more, we sell more because to get more profits. But there are certain farmers who think, means it is assumed, in economics you assume. It is said that if the farmer's income inelastic, then he will less sell at higher prices. So the relationship of price with marketable surplus is indefinite. Understood? Shall I go to next point? Now here comes processing. So first chapter you understood. First chapter you understood, or any problem there?